Am I an a-hole for refusing to pick up my daughter's half-siblings when I pick up my own daughter from school? My daughter's 9 years old. I split up with her mom because she was cheating on me while she was pregnant with my kid. After my daughter was born and I was confirmed bio-dad, we split acrimoniously and there was a lot of unresolved anger from my part. My ex was vindictive and left my daughter on my doorstep without telling me she was dropping off our baby so many times. It got to a point one day where I called the police and sobbed that I didn't want to give my daughter back because her mom kept withholding her from me and then leaving her in unsafe places without letting me know until after she'd done it. They helped a lot, and I was given custody of my daughter eventually. I can't say a bad word against Child Services and the cops because they both helped me out hugely. Over time, my ex wanted to see more of our daughter, and she stabilized enough where she'll take our daughter once or twice a week. She also ended up having 4 more kids who she has custody of. She doesn't work, collects child support from her baby daddies for the kids. Lately, my ex has been asking me to also pick up her other kids whenever I pick up my daughter from school because they go to the same school because she's too tired. She asks on days when she doesn't have our daughter. Obviously, due to the nature of our relationship, I don't want anything to do with her outside of necessary stuff for our daughter. I keep saying no because A, they aren't my responsibility, B, I'm not a taxi service to be dropping her kids off to her after school, and C, I want to do no favors for this woman. She chose to have all these kids. She can pick them up from school herself. I told my mom that my ex keeps asking me to pick up all the other kids too, and my mom thinks I'm being a giant ass because my ex lives close to the school and it would make her life easier. Frankly, I don't think it's my problem. Am I an a-hole? Edit. Mom thinks I'm being difficult for no reason, but the reality is I have my own bad experiences with my ex. Stuff like she threatened to kill herself when I found out she was cheating whilst pregnant. She knew it fucked me up because I was already in love with the idea of her child. And I don't want to entangle her in my life any more than necessary. I don't have guilt issues when it comes to my ex. My daughter is always my priority, and she loathes and despised her half-siblings but wishes to maintain a relationship with her mom. She's begged me not to pick and drop them off. I'm not looking to take on any sort of responsibility in my life for those kids. You're not obligated to pick up the kids that aren't yours, especially not for an ex who put you through hell. This isn't about being petty. This is about boundaries. She was too tired to parent responsibly when your daughter was a baby, and now she's too tired to get her own kids from school. That's not your burden. You've done more than your share already. Your responsibility's to your daughter. Full stop. You're not their stepdad. You're not family. You're her ex. And given the history, you have every right to keep things strictly about your child. Your mom means well, but she's not the one who lived through being blindsided with a newborn on a doorstep. Let her figure it out. Now for some comments. Not an a-hole. I recommend being extremely careful, as you can be charged with abduction if the crazy ex decides to go nuclear. Your daughter isn't an issue, as there's a court order backing up that part of things, but the other two, they're not your kids, nor do they live with you. And if they're in your car and the cops stop you because the ex called them, you're up shit creek and you could lose your daughter. Tell your mother to suck on those eggs. If she thinks you're a better person to risk jail time, legal costs, losing your daughter, and all the other fun things, all because you were doing a favor for the ex. Have zero contact with these other kids because you're a man, and current family court precedent and public opinion leans rather heavily against you in the case of accusations. Everyone sucks. Obviously, your ex is an asshole here, but so are you. You're letting the sins of the past affect the children. It does suck to have to be a chauffeur for her kids, but are you really going to leave your daughter's brothers and sisters behind? Half-sibling is still a sibling. What sort of message does that tell your daughter? It feels shitty for a kid to be left behind after all the other kids have been picked up. Not an a-hole. Yeah, I see your side of it, but the key thing here is to not treat any kids badly because of who they were born to. Take the high road by treating your kids' half-siblings as if they were any other friends of theirs. Sure, if it's not too far out of your way, and especially if they're friends of your kid, go ahead and be nice to them and give them a ride home when it's convenient. As a kid, I was mercilessly bullied by my Sunday school teacher who had a rift with my grandmother. That was her way of getting back at my grandmother. Of course, as a kid, I knew nothing about any of that, did not understand. I just knew that she was very mean to me and publicly humiliated me in class every chance she got, so be sure to not do anything like that. Story 2. Broken trust. I've been reading everybody's posts and comments, and I've learned a lot, but still struggling. I broke trust and boundaries because I was selfish. I downloaded a dating app and had multiple conversations with people. I got caught by BP friend, and if I'm being fully honest, I would have never told BP I made one. I had the app for about a month on and off, just matching and having small talk with others. During the time, I knew it was wrong and hurtful, so I'd stop using it, but would come back to it out of boredom, curiosity, seeking attention. I now noticed how selfish I was being. At first, I was upset that I was too late to delete before getting caught. I felt it was a one-time thing and I'll never download it again. But would I? After some days of self-reflecting, I was happy to be caught. I noticed a lot about myself that needed to change. I have a referral out for IC to work on forgiving myself and working on myself. Every day is a challenge. My BP decision was to break up and give each other time to heal, and when time is right, work on our friendship. We were best friends first, and then work on being together. Things are moving faster than I thought since we're already on a friendship level and communicating. BP is being supportive of me and giving me hope that we have a chance again. He talks about the future, and I end up feeling shame in myself. However, there's a chance we might just not get together. We talked about dating others during the break, and he mentioned that he might get bored one day and download the app, and he wants to make sure I know it's not to get into a relationship. If he gets to that point, he'll let me know. I promised myself that during this break, I will not download a dating app until I'm fully ready to date. I want to trust myself again that I can control myself from getting the app just because I'm bored, curious, or want attention. I wish I had better reasons of why I did what I did. I hope IC will help me in the right direction and possibly finding other inner issues I might have. Some days are worse than others. I sit and hate myself for causing pain. I put myself in his shoes and try to feel his pain. If he did this to me, I would be so broken. I'm unsure what to do during his healing time. I respect his space and only reach out if he reaches out first. Sometimes I do tend to flirt with him and catch myself that it's too soon. He told me right now he needs to distance from everybody and maybe one day he can come to me and sob it out. I want to be there for him, but I know it's not my place. I ask him what I should do and he just says to give him time. Another thing I noticed is how impatient I am. I want things rapidly, but I know that's not the case. It takes a lot of me not to beg him back, but I know that at this moment I do not fully trust myself to use the coping skills and control to be a best girlfriend he can have. I want to work on things with him, but struggling on what else I can do. I'm just starting this journey, but I want to learn from it and grow even if it means losing him. But at least I have trust in myself to never cause pain to people I love. Reading your post, I do see someone trying to be better. I don't think that should be dismissed, but I also want to say this gently. You don't get to control how or if your BP heals with you. Even if you do everything right from this point on, even if you grow, even if you never do anything like this again, sometimes people just can't come back from the break in trust. And that's allowed. I get that you want to reconnect. I hear that you miss him, that you were best friends, that it feels like you're already slipping into old patterns of closeness. But please be careful not to rush that for your own comfort. He sounds like he's still in deep pain. When someone tells you they need space, and especially when they say they might want to sob it out one day, they're telling you that they're barely holding it together. Be careful not to push past that just because it hurts to wait. I say this as kindly as I can. Part of loving someone is accepting that they might not choose you again after you hurt them. If you can do that and still show up for yourself, you're already on your way to becoming someone better than who you were when this happened. Keep going, but let go of the outcome. Let him choose what's right for him.